Hey, what's going on out there, guys? I just want to share an update from the Stanley ASSA Highsecurity Hybrid lock cylinder that we put here. This lock was actually really sent out to a customer, and it was sent out to a customer, and it actually had within a week or two actually physically had an attack done on it. And the customer contacted me, and I thought it was pretty cool that this thing was actually out in the field by real people in a real security situation. And this is what happened. You can see the bite marks on here, but you can see several different ones. But they didn't get the stuff. They didn't get, I think it was a bike or a scooter or something he locked up with this. They didn't get it. They couldn't pick it. They couldn't, they didn't do anything to the lock cylinder. You can't pick these. Yes, people that have had the lock cylinder, an ASSA lock cylinder, for months and months and months, and picked and worked on it and was able to take it apart and pick it slowly one by one and put it back together and add pins to it and had that kind of access to it, yes, you will see maybe one or two of those videos out there. But in a real life situation, nobody's picking these things. It's just not going to happen. And the Peweg chain saved this. Now, the reason this lock system works is because the two links take up so much room. It's the maximum that would be allowed to fit in there. And we've already gone over the security chain. We know that it's harder than the jaws of the bolt cutters, and it usually damages the bolt cutters when you try and cut this Peweg hardened security chain. So really, the only other attack points on this would be the lock itself. It's got the anti-drill feature, the anti-drill plate here. ASSA has stainless steel inserts and stainless steel pins, so you're not going to be drilling this thing out. And the bolt cutter resistance. This is living proof right here. Yes, if you get a super gigantic pair of bolt cutters or hydraulic ones or battery powered ones or something like that, yeah, you could probably maybe get this. But the reason it really works is because the way the chain is actually takes up all the space in the void. Okay, so if we have, where are my smaller bolt cutters? I just had them. Here they are. We got some little bolt cutters like these right here. Okay, we put these in here so the smaller jaws will fit down in there to where you can get a bite on it, but there's not very much room. There's a little bit, but not very much at all. These will go down in there, but they are obviously not going to cut this. I mean, no freaking way. Not even close. There's just not, they're not big enough. I mean, I can put all the leverage we want on that. We're not cutting it. These didn't even make a dent in it. Okay, so that's a 14-inch pair. Here's a little bit bigger pair right here. And these go on here as well. But once again, we're not letting it have very much room to work, and the shackle shroud is protecting the rest of the shackle down here. So the only three places that we can try and get on this is here, or right smack dab in the middle, but it's just not letting it go in there very well. So if we can't get if we can't get a bite on it to get some leverage on it, we're not gonna be able to cut it. And this is prime situation where I can actually use the ground to stand on this thing and try and cut it. And if it's on a bike or it's up or it's on a gate, you're not going to be able to get that leverage. You're going to be trying to create that leverage grabbing it this way, and it's just not happening. You can see again, I mean, we're not doing anything to this. And then as we go up in bolt cutter size, well, now the jaws are much thicker. So it's actually, you're going to get even less on there. So yes, these are bigger bolt cutters, but you know, you're just not really going to get a bite on it. Let's see here. Move around a little bit more here. I mean, there's just not very much room for this thing to work. So even with these out here, I mean, you know, we can still stand on this stuff all day long. And this is prime, you know, conditions where I can stand on this. You're not going to have that if it's up above or bolted to something to where, you know, it's attached to a gate where you're not going to be able to get that kind of leverage and jump up and down on it. I can't get it in the back here and really crank down on it. Now, yes, if you take the chain off of this and you take this block and you put it in a big giant set of heavy duty bolt cutters, yeah, you can cut the shackle, you can work at it and cut the shackle, but because of the way that it's set up, designed with the security chain that fills up the void, you just don't have any space to work. And the shackle shroud protects the rest of it. So, you know, I mean, we can try cutting the shroud too. I mean, that's the best bite you're gonna get on this thing right here. And even that's not really doing anything, you know? So, that's what makes this work as a package. So for more information, check out the website below. We do make these. We do the standard ASSA, or I mean the standard security lock right here is a pretty good lock by itself, but it is susceptible to some picking attacks, or somebody could remake your key at the hardware store. That key is copyable. And then we have the ASSA Highsecurity cylinder as well. The ASSA Highsecurity cylinder, you can't copy this key, you're not going to be picking the lock, you're not going to be doing anything like that, and nobody can copy your key. So for more information, check out the website below.